Hello everyone, welcome back. Wouldn't it be nice to get more work done with less effort? Well, we actually can with the help of this very famous principle called as Pareto's principle. So here we are going to learn how to read the reading comprehension passage efficiently and without wasting any time and with the least amount of effort. Let me explicate how. So the first thing you should keep in mind is always read the passage for the main idea and not for the facts. Read the passage carefully and figure out what exactly the passage is talking about. Do not spend too much of time researching on the passage. We just need to find the most important parts from it. And this is where Pareto's principle comes to the rescue. And to tell you more about this rule, I would love to invite Sai Kiran into the picture.
Thank you, Santosh. Hey everyone. So what exactly does Pareto's principle tell us? Let me explain this to you with an example. Do you agree that 80% of the problems we have in life is because of 20% of the people we have around us? Would you also agree that 80% of the fat in my body is accumulated because of 20% of the food I eat? That's what Pareto's principle says. Extrapolating it to reading comprehension, we only need to understand 20% of information from the passage to answer 80% of the questions accurately. That is why it's also known as the 80-20 rule. Basically, with this rule, we don't have to break our heads over all the information given in the passage. Isn't that amazing? Now, let's see how we can implement this rule. We should start by reading all the opening and closing lines and note them. For all the lines in between, this is what you'll need to do. While you're reading these lines, you will be able to deduce if the text is an opinion or an information. Sometimes there will be visible cues in the sentence. If you think it's an opinion, then you can continue reading, but if you think it's information, you can skip it, as opinions will make up about 20% of the passage, while information will make up the remaining 80%. Next, we must look at the sentence containing linking words like similarly, also, absolutely, and many more. Make sure to make a mental note of all the proper nouns you come across while reading. And lastly, avoid noting the same thing more than once. Basically, the gist is to avoid redundancy in your notes. These are the basic rules to keep in mind before diving into any reading comprehension question. Now you may ask, how do we decide which 20% we should pick? Well, we have a set of 10 reading principles that are going to help you with that. We will go through each one in the upcoming videos. With that out of the way, it's finally time for the word wheel. And the chosen word is explicate. Now the word explicate sounds very similar to the word explain, right? Well, it's not just how they sound that's similar, but it's also what they mean. Explicate means to explain something in detail. Explicate is equal to explain. That's how you will remember it. Let's take a look at these two sentences so that we may never forget the meaning of the term. We should explicate the idea before we kickstart the project. My presentation is an attempt to explicate the concepts. Okay, now you can add this word to your vocabulary list and remember it. I'll see you in the next video where we will learn reading principle number 1. So stay tuned.